Okay, folks, this is a song that introduces our program, Critical Analysis here on Tech TV Media Network. I'm Tagless seated here this morning to bring you that critical analysis you need to know when it comes to the body politics in Liberia. We want to say a pleasant welcome to our followers, those who following us this afternoon. We want to say a pleasant welcome to you on this edition of the program, the Critical Analysis. Our critical analysis comes your way every from Monday to Fridays, and you can tune in at 12 midday, where I'm tackling issues in Liberia. But before then, in we on our first segment this morning, we are set to bring you the we are set to bring you the very we are set to bring you the voices, the news that making headways in Liberia, and that is our first segment where we tackle and sit here to making sure we bring you all of the trending national issues in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. So if you are there following, we want to say a pleasant welcome to Tech TV Media Network. This is a platform that you can't afford to miss, and we urge you to be part of the conversation today. And if you are following us and you want to participate in our program, we will send you a link. You just need to comment on our platform, and we will certainly send you the link where you can appear on our platform and make in your contribution as it relates to our national issues in Liberia. So if you are there following us, again, I'm Jasper F. Andrews. I'm Tagde Sita here to bring you the first edition of the program, the headlines, the headlines that are making the news in Liberia, the critical headlines that are making the news in Liberia. And quickly we dive into this first headline that says, Bwagai's VP pick. Majority say ticket might be winnable, but good governance not a show. And you can grab a copy of that uh, development are coming out right there. And this one says that Burial, the former NEC chair, condemns ongoing BR, VRA, says it not junior biometric, but it's a scam. It is a scam. And you can grab a copy of that headlines there that are making the news in Liberia. And this one says VP Taylor swings into action as she relies on influencers for president. We are re-election. And this one says VP swings into action as she relies on influence for president. We are re-election. And you can also grab a copy of that development there coming from Bon County this afternoon. And this one say American NBA star of Liberia partner David Duquette Jr. dedicates feeding hall to rich. And this one says again, African American NBA star of Liberian parents, David Duquette Duke Jr. dedicates feeding hall to rich. And you can grab a copy of that development that is coming out there in Liberia, to be precise, in Painesville. And this one says CDC lawmaker Akara Script picks bond with Post and Telecommunication Minister Couple cry for attending Unity Party rally. CDC lawmaker Ekaros Gray picks bone with Post and Telecommunication Minister cry for attending Unity Party political rally. And you can grab a copy of that development that is coming from that lawmaker, the tough talking lawmaker, Honorable Ekaros Gray, District Number 8 representative. And this one says, Mary's Mills Liberia promises to continue supporting school feeding program in Liberia. And it says, Mary's Mills Liberia promises to continue supporting school feeding program. And you can grab a copy of that development that's coming up right there in Tottenham Bread, Bomi County. And this one says, 5 A.M. Kai scholarship benefits, 600,000 international scholarships. And you can also grab a copy of that story that's coming up right there from A.M. Cry. And this one says, Connect Energy Liberia observe World Day for Safety. Polls to open first post-war refinery. And that reads again, it said Connect Energy observe World Day for Safety. Polls to open first post-war refinery. And you can also grab a copy of that development that's coming from Connect Liberia, the newly petroleum company that's taking over Liberia gradually. And this one says, Moserado County District 8 aspiring access grant honors for humanitarian services to country. And I reads, and Moserado County District 8 aspiring access grant honors for humanitarian service to country. And you can also grab that development that's coming on right there this afternoon. And this one says, people with disabilities want accessible TVET institution, call on government to ensure inclusiveness in developmental projects. And I read, people with disabilities want accessible TVET institutions, call on government to ensure inclusiveness in developmental project. And you can also grab a copy of that development that is coming from the disabled community there in Liberia. And this one say LFSP through SCNL graduates 136 climate smart agro farmers. LFSP through SCNL graduates 136 climate smart agriculture farmers. And you can also grab the development that's coming on right there from the agriculture sector in Liberia. And this one said, DG Classical leads team of NAFA officials orders on tour of coastal countries. This one says, DG Glasgow leads team of NAFA officials orders on tour of coastal countries. And you can also grab a copy of that development that is coming on right there on the fisheries of Liberia. And this one says, LAGMA appealed to government for financial assistance. LAGMA appealed to government for financial assistance. And you can also grab the copy of that development coming from the President Ambassador Michael Kettle, who also appealed to government for financial assistance. And you can also grab the copy of that development right there coming there this morning. And folks, this is how we try getting on the first edition of the program, the headlines, the critical analysis, where whenever we start the program, we give you some insight of the headlines that are making the news in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one world. So like most of you that follow us this afternoon, you can leave your comments, give us your comments. Your comments are very important to this platform and they help to build the platform. And we are also seated here this morning to bring you. Most of you Liberians need to know what is going on within the opposition community. The opposition community, I may want to ask whether, and this is a question that I posted, is the opposition community divided over the running mate, over the naming of the running mate? If you can recall, April 28, 2023, at about 3:30 p.m., Liberians were at the headquarters of the Unity Party, where the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, now the standard bearer of the former governing Unity Party, Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai, decided to name his running mate. And before the naming of the running mate, there were a lot of speculations that came out. People said he was going to name Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence. People said the legs of Henry Petro Costa were also in the naming of the running mate. And people said Alexander Benedict Kumit were also in the naming of the running mate. And also we had Jeremiah Kun, Senator Jeremiah Kun, that hails from Nima County, were also in that identical race. But this is the news that shocked every Liberians and every supporters of Unity Party and followers that very day on the 28th of April. Numbers. They tuned in their numbers. But there were disenchantment. Liberians, some of the people never wanted the person that was picked by the former vice president. And some wanted the person, the former vice president picked. But is the opposition community divided over the naming of running mate? This question, I continue to ask this question because on that very fateful day, at the headquarters of the Unity Party, to see some individuals, some political stakeholders in our body politics, some who support the candidacy or the presidency of the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, those who stood with him even when the CPP was in court, those who even formed a bloc when CPP was divided. Mind you, the CPP during the time there were 4 political parties that formed the CPP. We have the All Liberian Political Party, we have the Liberty Party, we have the Unity Party, and we have the Alternative National Congress, that is the ANC. These 4 political parties came together under one banner during, as in 2019 to 2020, they came together. They formed a framework document. The framework document was put together to bring them together and work together. And the CPP, when you look at the elections that brought a lot of lawmakers, even the Senator Darius DeLong, Senator Yomli Kanga Lawrence, and that of the Senator of Nima County, Senator Jeremiah Kun. This election was an election that many people thought and wanted the opposition to dominate. And in that election, opposition dominated because at the time the opposition, they were together. They had a voice, and the Burans were supporting them. And when I saw the launch when Senator Abraham Dows DeLong was launching his campaign for the re-election in 2020, and I saw LeBron turn up in their numbers. They were all on the street. In fact, people use their own vehicles, tricycles, motorcyclists were all on the street, making sure that all the people will form part of this identical process. But today in Liberia, the 28th of April, many people were insinuating, and they were just reading the minds of the former vice president, that the vice president would choose Yumlikana Lawrence. The vice president would choose Henry Petro Costa. The vice president would choose Alexander Cummings, because these are speculation now. And whenever we started this conversation and people were looking at the people who were following, and even some of the option polls, opinion polls that were conducted by many media outlets, and we conducted one, and we saw Senator Yumlikana Lawrence surface over these very individuals that today that are named as a running mate. But to shock you, on that very day, there were some boycott in the opposition. And this is what prompted me to ask this question today. Whether is the opposition completely divided over the naming of the running mate? Because we did not see the presence of the Senator Yumlikana Lawrence, we know. We did not see Yumlikana Lawrence. Mayu, Yumlikana Lawrence, and she has been very supportive when it comes to the election of president of former vice president, and she has been with her on so many occasions. If you can recall, even during the court issue, Yumlikana will always be there. And with the opinion polls that were conducted, and with the various media outlets, but yet still we did not see Yumlikana Lawrence surface to the presidency. And I believe, and this made her to boycott the entire process, because I think she felt disenchanted, she felt dissatisfied to see the likes of Jeremiah Kun, who just came in the picture, and even the opinion poll, he couldn't even come closer to Yumlikana Lawrence. But today, Jeremiah Kun surfaced as the Rescue 2, as they may call it, Rescue 1 and Rescue 2. And today, and we also saw the likes of Honorable Dows DeLong, who been very supportive to this idea, who been very supportive to the former vice president of the Republic of Liberia. He been very supportive. He been visiting the former vice president, taking some pictures. He will always say he will always say, "I'm going for my blessing, the wisdom." He described the Papa as the Papa who has wisdom, who he always seeks wisdom from. But marking the occasion of the naming of the running mate on April 28, 2023, we did not see the presence of Honorable Dows DeLong, the tough-talking lawmaker, the mayor who claims to be the light in the house. He did not show up. He did not show. Is the opposition community divided over the running mate? Because we have not, the people of Liberians have not seen that close relationship Jeremiah had with a former vice president. All right, we did not see that. I've been following. The former vice president, and if I can recall, uh, Jeremiah Kuhn doing his re-election because he was serving as senator of Nima County, not senator but representative of Nima County, and later on decided to go as senator. And the Coalition for Democratic Change at the time supported, because they were in a marriage, right? And the MDR with the Coalition for Democratic Change at the time helped Jeremiah Kuhn to surface at the Senate. And he was part of the ruling. He was part of the CDC, because at the time MDR was in this marriage with CDC. But Prince Johnson, Senator Johnson, he's noted for that. He's very controversial when it comes to politics. He's one person that says this today, in another time he says another thing. But to see the former vice president choosing his running mate into Nima County, and that caused Henry Pentecostal, who has been very supportive, when he was in the US, he been supporting, he been criticizing this government on behalf of the former vice president. And when he came in the period, he said that he's going to run as senator. But I don't know how his name surfaced as the vice presidency or the vice running mate to Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai. I don't know how his name came about, but that is it. And we just saw the entire opposition community that have been supporting the former vice president who was called to serve. But to see the entire opposition community, only Honorable Yeke Koluba, the tough talking Yeke Koluba, who was there and who tried to motivate, and he was very clear. Yeke Koluba was very clear during that identical naming of running mate. He was very clear to the former vice president. He said, the opposition community are divided. If they can be divided, you will not be elected. You have a job. And the former vice president is known to be somebody who is very lenient when it comes to solving conflicts. If you can see, when he took over, it was during his time when he was serving as, when the CPP was together, it was during his time the CPP got divided. It was during his time the CPP got divided. I think the former vice president need to step up to his game when it comes to solving or resolving conflicts with his rivals. And Yeke Koluba was just saying, look, opposition community, Liberians that are here today, not because they have chosen Jeremiah Kuhn as vice running mate to Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai, and you think that all is well. But you should go and solve your problem. The opposition community are divided. There are disenchantment within the opposition community. And I believe that if they can come up, and settle their differences they're going to be a good political party. That was the words of Honorable Yeke Koluba. He said that if the opposition community come up together and settle their differences, they will have a good ticket. They will have a winnable ticket. But again, the ruling establishment is using this to step up to their games. But the opposition community, most of the opposition community have been going to the ruling establishment. We've been seeing a lot of opposition community joining, petitioning the re-election of President George Weah. But we have not seen that we have not been seeing that in the opposition. But we've been observing and seeing the ruling establishment playing their cards, playing their games, making sure to bring people on board. Quite recently, we saw the POP joining they pledged the re-election of President George Weah, and that program was held at Movie, and Movie also pledged that support. So this is the time that the Liberians need to decide whether President George Weah, the likes of Alexander Benedict Cummings, the likes of Ambassador Joseph Numa Boakai, to select the best candidate. The Liberians, we will not tell you who to choose, who not to choose. You know the best for yourself. And this is another question that I want to ask again. What is going on in the opposition community? And the opposition community is like I said, they need to settle their differences. If they can't settle their differences, the ruling establishment is playing their game. And I believe that the ruling establishment is stepping up to their game and making sure that those mistakes they made in the past will not be made again. The mistakes they made. But again, the economy is shaking. The pepper rice is going up again. I just stopped to a nearby store, asked for a bag of rice, and they told me it was $3,000. And the US rate is escalating. Now the US rate is 170. Over the past 1 or 2 years, we've been seeing the rate to 150, 160, 150 something, but today the US rate is 169 and 70. So the issue of commodities, the price of commodities are skyrocketing, and we are seeing that growing up gradually. And I can always say this, that any government you want to succeed, I repeat, any government you want to succeed, you have to play your card with the business people. You have to play your cards with the petroleum seller. You have to play your card with those investors that import their goods. But if you allow the market sellers, the younger boys, to go against you, and those who importing the very goods get their prices up, you, the head of the government, you will suffer it, because the people want everything to be easy. The people want everything to always be easy for them, because you promise the people that you're going to change this country. You promise the Liberians that you're going to change this country. And if this country will be changed, and the Liberians need to take full of their economy, you as a sitting government need to stand up to your game. But what is going on in the opposition community? Are they divided over the naming of vice running mate to the former vice president? And we are still observing, watching whether we will see some press conferences, because I follow Henry Pedro Costa, and he said that in the coming days he will speak to the public. And even Senator Yomli Kana Lawrence also said that in the coming days the Bazodian will be coming with their press statement to making sure that they choose and decide who to support. And but as they stand, the opposition community, is divided over the running mate and what is going on within the opposition community. Okay, we're going to take a very short break. We want to take a very short break, very short break, to be back. And when we are back to provide you some critical analysis again. What's as it stand, folks? If you are there following us, I want you to take words from our CEO, Sam Gado.
Hey, my Liberian people, if you don't find any other better network that you can market on, or that you can listen to, or that you can get the best of the best, this is the network, Talk TV Media Network. We are an online broadcast network right now, and we are looking at expanding eventually in the future. But right now, this is the best place to reach out, because Talk TV Media Network, we are the voice for the voiceless. We are the voice for you, all the Liberian people. Right now, you'll be able to find us on Facebook. You'll be able to find us on YouTube. You'll be able to find us on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are all the broadcast network platforms that you can find us. We are based in Liberia. We are based here in the United States as well. So we're not a small network. We're bringing you information that is factual, that is true, that matters to you, the community, the people, and the government. We are not a political party. We do not owe any allegiance, or we do not partner with any political party. We are an independent network. That is what Talk TV Media can do. This is what we do. Okay? We talk about politics. Anything about politics, we talk about it. We talk about healthcare. We talk about business. Yes, business empowerment, human empowerment. We talk about music. You know, there are a lot of people that are talented. Music. We talk about sports. All of that. Those are all the different things in communities, in people's lives we talk about. Anything that is important for people to benefit from or to know about. This is where we talk about it. Talk TV Media Network. So don't go there and just check for checking's sake. Subscribe, follow us, share us, like us, and save time on your phone or on your laptop. So whenever we come on, you will get that notification that we are on live. Talk TV Media Network. You can check us on our
That was the words from our energetic CEO that based in Oklahoma, Tulsa, in the U.S. I was telling us that Talk TV Media Network uh, is an independent network that operates in Liberia and in the U.S. And so we will also want to thank you for following us, following our live broadcast. Want to say thank you for following us. And again, tomorrow we will be here to bring you the critical analysis, of course, a critical analysis of what is going on in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our own world. But until then, we are here this afternoon. Let me give you the gist of this that will drive you through. And this is the song that introduces our program and closes the program.